Harihi Om. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badharayanam Sutra Bhashya Krito Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punaha Sruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram. In the last class, we read the sloka Jagat Prabhum Devadevam Anantam Purushottamam. We said that it is the source of that verse, the Bhishma chanting that verse, is from the Krishna Yajurveda. In the Krishna Yajurveda, there are Mahavakyas in the Veda like Tattvamasi. In the Krishna Yajurveda, the Mahavakya is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman. So Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. This is the Lakshana, definition of the Parabrahman. So Satyam, that is the first definition of the Almighty. So by the word Satyam means Sat, existence. That is the meaning of Satyam. That exists all the time. Trikala Abadidam, in past, present and future. That which exists, that is Satyam, Sat. Because other things come and go. Satyam is stable. So that word was expressed by Jagat Prabhum. Because Prabhu means, it comes from the word Bhu Sattaya. Satta means to exist. The next word was Deva Devam. Deva means one who reveals everything to the other Devas. So that signifies Jnanam. So that is the second Lakshanam. Satyam Jnanam. Sat Chit. And the third part of the verse was Jagat Prabhum Deva Devam Anantam. So that is what Sat Chit Anantam. So this is the definition of the Parabrahman according to the Yajurveda. That is what Bhishma was trying to put in the verse. Because Mahabharata, it is called Panchamo Veda. All that is said in Mahabharata is from the Veda. Everything has a Vedic source. But the only way to know this Vedic source, our link to this Vedic past, is Shankara. In his Bhashya, he brings out all the mantras and slokas of other Puranas into context. So every word we look at Shankara Bhashya, you get the relationship. That is how we get this connection between Mahabharata and our Vedic roots. That is why he is called, in our prayer we chant, Sruti Smriti Purananam Alayam, Karunalayam. He is the most compassionate Guru out of all Gurus. Why? Because he is the house of Shruti, Smriti and Puranas. The 18 Puranas, the 14 Smritis or Vidyasthanas, and then the 4 Vedas. Everything is embodied in Shankara. Sakshat Shiva has come in the form of Shankara and he has revealed this. No other Guru, no other teacher has so widely accepted all aspects of Hinduism. Some Gurus are with Krishna, some are with Shiva, Shivacharyas. But Shankara is all-encompassing. He has great hymns for Srividya, or for the Mother Goddess. For Vishnu, he has beautiful Bhajagovindam or Keshapada Stotram, Vishnu Shatpati. So he is a great rejuvenator of all streaks of Vedic religions. So that is what we talked in the last class, that how this Sachidananda is connected with the verse Jagat Prabhum Devadeva. Now today's class is the next verse. Please stand with me. You can look at the books. Tameva charchayan nityam bhaktya purushamavyayam dhyayan stuvan namamsyamscha yajamanastameva cha. Now in ancient Gurukula system, when you take a verse, first they do Padacheda. Shankara's commentary is also based on this. Padacheda means, pada means words. Cheda means splitting. So when you take a verse, the whole verse is a sentence. Obviously, the sentences are made of small blocks. It is called pada. So one sloka has got 4 pada, like Shuklam, Bharadaram, Vishnum. That's the first pada. Sarva Vigno Pashantaye. That's the 4th pada. So this pada has to further be split into pada. So I am going to do that. So that just you get an idea. Whenever you take a sloka, this is how you have to look it. That's the way acharyas look at it. It will be a good exercise, a linguistic exercise, but eventually it will lead you to understanding the whole purport of the verse. Any sloka you take, you should do this, Hindi or Sanskrit. Tam eva cha archayan nityam bhaktya purusham avyayam dhyayan stuvan namasyan cha yajamanaha tam eva cha. This is the way to split the word. Otherwise, you will think namasyan cha is one word. Namasyan cha. There are 2 words. You will think tameva cha is one word. Tam eva cha. There are 3 words in there. The words are not difficult. There are only 2 kinds of words in Sanskrit: nouns and verbs. The third kind is called avyaya or prepositions, or your other parts of speech. They will come in this, in the third kind. So this is how you do it. So the first word is what? Tam. If you look at the sloka, tameva charchayan. The first word is tam. So tam means what? It is a, tam means that. Tam archayan, doing archana to that or to him. It comes from the tat shabda. Tat means it's a sarvanama. In English, the word sarvanama means a pronoun. So you can say Rama went, he came, he looked, he swept, he slept. So first you say Rama and then you replace it with the word he. Similarly, in the previous verse they had already talked about Vishnu. Now they are replacing it with the word tat. But the beauty of this word is tat is very, very significant in a Vedic way. Because the greatest Vedic truth is tat tvamasi. Meaning, you are not this body, tat tvamasi. You are that. You are the Atman. This is the greatest Vedic truth. So, by using that tat shabda, Shankara's commentary is very interesting. What he says is, tat shabdaha sarvanama. Because when you say that, it could mean everything in the world. Tat means everything. So that is a clue. Tameva archayan means you have to do archana to him as everything. So that is what Shankara says. Tat shabdena sarvanama buddhyate. So he is talking about sarvanama. So it could name everything. How do you know everything in this world? Everything is known by 3 factors. Number 1, if you want to identify a thing or a person or anything, you need a name. That is called nama. Then you need a form. When you say tomato, you need a form for that. Then third thing, you need kriya. It should not be an inert thing. If there is a kriya, then it will be useful. You have to move towards it or it has to come to you. So nama, rupa and kriya. This is signified by the word tat. Eva means only. Tam eva means him only. So why do you want to say the word only him? Because this tat, that, in the Guru Sloka you say, tat padam darshitam yena, tasmai sri gurave namaha, akhanda mandalakaram, vyaptam yena characharam. That thing, that consciousness, which is enveloping all this universe, that is signified by tat pada, that dimension of truth, that state. And that is shown by the Guru. To that Guru I do my salutations. So this tat is a very extremely important concept. It will come again and again because it is part of Tattvamasi. So in order to make that tat very special, the eva is used. how come Eva makes it so special? Now when you say Eva, it means only. Only means what? Tadeva. There is nothing else. The Shankara writes the word meaning Eva as Itara Yoga Vivachchedaha. Itara means other things. Yoga means union. Vivachchedaha means denying. He is denying all other things. All that you see will come and go. They are all vikaras. What remains is the consciousness, awareness. Sandra Ananda, Sachidananda. That is Tat. That is why he said Tam Eva. So Eva means nothing else. You should not be devoted to any other false gods. All that has name, form and action, they are all false. Satchidananda, which you find out inside you, that alone is the true Vishnu. All you see in the name, form and action, that is there. It has its own value. But they are vikaras of this inner Satchidananda. They are avatars. They come and go. But the Tat is the true thing. In order to emphasize on that Tat, he said Tam Eva. Only him. So normally when you translate, Tam Eva Charchayan means do Archana only to Vishnu. But that is the ordinary meaning. But Shankara's meaning is more deeper. The Tat, which signifies Satchidananda, that alone has to be worshipped. And you should not worship anything which you can perceive with your senses. That which can be perceived by your senses, they are not eternal. All these are ladders to that. We are not denying the truthfulness of Krishna's vibhutis. He said a lot of Ashwata, I am the banyan tree. I am the moon among the stars. He says about his vibhuti in Gita. They all have their value, but they are all pointers towards this Satchidananda, which is inside you. Satchidananda is inside you. Nama, Rupa and Kriya is outside you. And that is always changing. That is your way to get to the Satchidananda. They have only that much value. Yato vacho nivartante apraapya manasa saha anandam brahmano vidwan. The Rishi understood Brahman as Ananda, the innermost peace, innermost bliss, happiness. Why? Because yadaha vachaha nivartante. All your external words, mind, speech, everything stops. That's why there is an interesting word in Tamil language. In Tamil, God is called Kadavul. There are a lot of Tamil people here. Kada means end. Ul means inside. Innermost end. You travel and get him. He is not outside. In another Sahasranama they say, Andarmukha Samaradhya. She is worshipped inside. Bihirmukha Sudurlabha. She is never outside available. Available Bihirmukha. So that is the importance of this word Eva. So little verses, but the words are really, it can really be revealed if you get into with Shankara. So that is the meaning of Tameva. Only him. Archayan. This is of course a very easy word. Archana means Bahya Puja. So what we do in the temple all the time. It is Asanam, Swagatam, Padyam, Arghyam, Madhubarkam, Achamanam, Snanam, Vasanam, Abharanani, Gandham, Pushpam, Dhupam, Deepam, Nevedyam, Namaskaram. These are the Shodasha Upacharas. We had actually explained it in the last class, so I am not going to repeat it. Each and every step I had actually gone through. So this is called Archanam. So we finished 3 words. Tam, Eva, Cha, Archayan. Tameva Cha Archayan. How? Nityam. It is not like every Sunday 2 o'clock. Nityam. Nityam means what? In the 3rd chapter, 3rd verse of the Bhagavad Gita, Niyatam Kuru Karmatvam Karmajjayo Hyakarmanaha. You have to do your karma Niyatam. Means Nityam. Niyatam means continuity. So if you are not able to do Nityam, then you can come every Purnima, once a month. If you can come twice, come every Pradosham, Rekadashi. If you can do it weekly, do it every Friday. The best thing is do it daily. So Krishna doesn't use the word Nityam. he used the word niyatam. He's a little bit lenient. He's a very Kapata Nataka Sutradhari. He is a person who is very diplomatic. He's not like upright like Rama. So he says, yes, yes, absolutely. So that is what Nityam means. With regularity. Actually it is Sandhyavandanam morning, Madhyanam afternoon, Sandhyavandanam evening. That is the original thing. Then you can pick and choose later. Once you are not able to stand to the topmost idealistic position, then at least take a secondary position. But be Nityam. Tameva Achayam Nityam. That is the first pada. 4 padas in the sloga, first pada over. Tameva Charchayan Nityam. Now, how do you do this Nitya Puja? What should be your attitude? So wife says, see, this is the water body in a pot. Do Sandhyavandanam. Okay. So that should not be the attitude. Bhaktya. You should do with servitude. Servitude is not the meaning Shankara writes. Shankara writes, Tatparyena. Tatparataya. So Tatparya means you are completely involved. Suppose your daughter or son is coming to the temple from another city on Wednesday. You will be coming to the temple. Why? Because you have to see, that is your Tatparya, Tatparata, that is your intensity. Otherwise you don't have to come to the temple. So the Tatparya means that intensity. With that you have to do the Nitya Karma. But the word intensity is not very self-explanatory. So I am borrowing a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. There, Bhaktya means, the Sridhara's commentary he writes, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. These are the 9 ways of developing Tatparya. So if you are interested in something, you started hearing about it more. Every day morning, you will go to Morning Star and look at the share market. Because you want to hear that news. Bloomfield or whatever. Why? Because that Sravana gives you an idea what to buy and sell. So in order to develop spiritual depth, you have to do Katha Sravana, Mukunda Katha Sravana. You have to listen to your favorite deity. You have to know about him. Unless you know the object, you are not going to develop Tatparya. Tatparya means intensity. That intensity will increase only by knowledge. The more you know, the more you get intense. So once you know, first thing happens in this Sravanam is you discover something. Oh, there is such a thing. I never heard about it. There is that discovery happens through this Sravanam. Immediately you see a beautiful flower and immediately you want to share the experience. You'll call your wife. You know what? There is such a thing called a rose. Look at this, beautiful. That is called Kirtanam. Whatever you have done Sravanam, that intensity, from here it flows out. That is called Kirtanam. And Kirtanam, when people are around you, it is very loud. But if nobody is around, it is mental. And they say that is the highest form of Kirtanam, where you are not disturbed by the concerns of ego. So Andaram Kirtanam is superior to Bahya Kirtanam. The third one is Smaranam. That is the Andaram Kirtanam, or remembering Vishnu. Like we said in the first class that the whole body of the Vedas deal with Vidhi and Nisheda, do's and don'ts. Do this to develop dharma and don't do this to keep away from adharma. And there we said that the best Vidhi in the Veda is Vishnu Smaranam, and the best Pradishtheda in the Veda is Vishnu Vismaranam. That is the third limb, which is Smarana. The fourth one is Padasevanam. So you go and do what Lakshmi does. She is the best servant of Vishnu. So what she does is squeeze the feet of Lakshmi. That is Padasevanam. Then is Archanam, which was explained earlier. Then is Vandanam. Vandanam is called Swavadhiga Uttrishtatva Pragaraga Jnanam. Meaning you have to consider that Vishnu is superior to you. Right now we don't take him seriously because we really have not considered him superior. We really have to understand that Vishnu is infallible. Vishnu is something which we can count on. We don't have that kind of trust we have in other things into him. So that is called Vandanam. Then Dasyam, servitude, which is an attitude. Dasyam is an attitude which Hanuman had towards Rama. And then Sakhyam. Sakhyam means being friendly, like Arjuna. So you have to report everything. All your conversation can be with him when you reach this stage. These are actually stages which the soul pass through. It's like a map. What happens to your bhakti when you follow this route of Tatparyam, Tatparata. And finally it leads to the ninth one, which is signified by the Gita verse, Sarvadharman Parityajya. And what is the ninth step? It is called Atma Nivedanam. Atma is your ego. That is what is coming between you and God. So Atma Nivedana means surrendering your ego. Because Atma truly means your true Jivatma, but we don't use that in that sense. Normally we use it for the body or for the mind. So in our case, the Veda says Manomayoyam Purushaha. Every human being is Manomaya. So for us, Atma means it's ego always. That is our perception of Atma. Though we intellectually understand Atma is something different, it is a substratum of ego. It is where ego stays. But still, for us, Atma is ego. So that also you give up. You completely self-surrender. That is the ultimate end of Tatparya. That is the meaning of Bhaktya. So we finished the first word of the second pada. Bhaktya. Whom should we do all this? Purusham. Who is Purusha? Purnatvat Purushaha. That's what Shankara writes. Purna means one who is complete. There is nothing more that could complete him further. That is the end of all wholesomeness. That is Purnatva. It is said that these Gopikas, they have understood that Krishna is the Paramapurusha. He is the only Purusha. And all others were Gopikas. All the Jivatmas in the world, they are all Gopikas. Only Krishna is Purusha. They have understood this truth. Because they were not ordinary people. They were all Maharshis coming from the Ramayana age. They were all born as Gopikas. Because Rama had this Ekapatni Vrata, he would take only one wife. And Krishna had no such problems. So he was connected to all the Gopikas. The inner meaning is, he is the Purusha and they are all Jivatmas. So, the Gopikas knew that Krishna is the Purna Purusha. So there is a verse which says that Sab Vritti hi hai Gopika. All your Vrittis are Gopikas. What is a Vritti? Vritti means a thought modification. So when you sit, flower, ink, pen, book, class, all these thoughts are coming into your mind. This thought modification, the technical term for that in the Yoga Sutra is Vritti. Because among all the darshanas, yoga is the one which deals with the mind. The Vyakarana deals with the pada, Mimamsa with the vakya, Tarka with authenticity, pramana, but it is the yoga which deals with the mind. Yogaha chittavrti nirodha. The purpose of yoga is to control or seed your chittavrti. So vritti means the modification of the mind. And what is that vritti? Gopika. So all these gopikas are vritti. And Sakshi is Krishna Swarup. For all this thought, there is a witness. There is somebody who is looking at these thoughts and witnessing all them. He just stays there as witness while the thoughts are coming. आपस में झलक rahe, ehe ras anup. And between one vritti and another vritti, there is a gap. Apas mein jhalak rahe. Jhalak means shines. So Krishna actually shines between these two gopikas. There is one gopika, then Krishna. Then another gopika, another Krishna. Another gopika, another Krishna. Similarly, in your mind, when one thought comes, pen, the second thought also would be pen. Why? Because the third thought, if you want to think about pen, it has to generate the pen thought. So it has to stay for 2 seconds. Why? Because the cause comes always before the effect. The cause always comes before the effect. Karya niyata purva vritti karanam. The cause cannot come after the effect. The cause has to be always before the effect. So in order to give the samskara for the second thought, this has to stay for 1 more second. And after that, Krishna. Krishna means what? Witness consciousness. Krishna hai sakshi swaroop. Krishna hai sakshi roop. So he is the witness consciousness. And then you have got another gopi. So actually God realization means you have to look at that gap where Krishna is. If you are looking at the gopi, you are a bhakta. You are on the way to jnana. But if you are looking at Krishna, then you are a jnani. Then you are. So it is very simple. In the Kena Upanishad 4th chapter, it says, Bodham, Bodham, Pradibodham. In every thought, Bodham is one thought. Pradibodham means the next thought. And Pradi also means in between. So in between two thoughts, you have got this Paramatma. And there is no other way, Shankara says, for self-realization. Unless you can expand this gap. This is a very big issue, very big thing. If you can get this expansion of this vritti in between two thoughts, that is called God realization. And if you can stay with gopikas, then you are in the world. That means you have still the thought modifications. So that is Purusha. Who is the only Purusha? Vishnu is the only Purusha. We are all gopikas, we are all jivatmas. And because of this, he is avyayam. He is infallible. Why? Because he is infallible? Because he is Purnatvat. He is Bodharupa. It is like Vyaya means Karch karna, to spend. So the moment this book comes and sits here, the very first, I am talking about the birth of the book. It is slowly, it is withering away. It is traveling towards its end. It is born, the expiry date is marked on the product. The moment you are born, naturally, number of breathing you do, that is called your Ayuh Pramana. Like that, every object you see has got a time period, an expiry date. So that is all Apurna. And that is all Vyaya. Vyaya means to spend. They spend themselves. So people do celebrate birthdays. There is no celebration there. Actually, you are actually decreasing. But you want to kind of make yourself happy. Though you are diminishing, you just want to forget. You want to forget that unhappiness. It is just like when you are in a tough position. When you come back from birth, you want to cheer yourself. So you say cheers and drink something. Similarly, you are just saying that during birthday. But birthday is just diminishing. You are actually going towards the end. So that is called Vyaya. Vyaya means Karch karna. It is like spending away. But he is Avyaya. He has got that big Kshirosagra, that milky ocean. And the lord of that is, goddess of that is Mahalakshmi. He has got that immense source of bodha, of consciousness, pure bliss and existence. So he doesn't have that problem of Vyaya. That's why he is called Avyaya. Why he is telling this Bhishma, this Avyaya word here? Because you can depend on him. If you go and depend on your husband, kitna de sakta hai wo? He can only give so much. Or you depend on your wife if she is richer than you. But if you depend on Avyaya, the infallible, then your source is much more greater. Because he is Purusha, he is Purna and he is Avyaya. So there we finish the first half. It is called the Purvardha of the verse. Tameva cha archayan nityam bhaktya purusham avyayam. We did the Avyaya part. The next word is Dhyayan. The verse is Dhyayan Stuvan Namamsyan cha Yajamanas Tameva cha. First word is Dhyayan. Dhai Chintayam. That is the root. So Dhyan means what? Chinta. So you think of something. But that thinking we always do it. Actually, Chinta means wailing, worrying in worldly parlance. In the world, that is how it is used. But here, Dhyana means Chinta of a superior thing, of Vishnu. What is the process of doing this? In the 6th chapter, there was an answer for your question earlier. The process is written in the Gita. Dhyayan means Suchau Deshe Pradishtapya. You have to sit in a very clean place, not on a chair. Natyuchridam Natenicham. It cannot be very low or very high. So on the ground. Why ground? Because in the chair, if I do it, I can fall down. In the ground, there is nowhere to fall. So Suchau Deshe Pradishtapya. How should you sit? Sthiram Asanam Atmanaha. You have to sit sthira. Sthira means firmly. What is firmness? Your backbone should align with your neck. That is called firmness. That is in the Bhashya. He quotes Patanjali on that. So your backbone should align with your neck. That is firmness of the body. Natyuchridam Natinicham Chailajana Kushottaram Tatra Ekagram Manakritva. Then what should you do? You should close your eyes, like half closed, not fully closed, half closed. 60% should be closed. And your retina should be centered. And then Tatra Ekagram Manakritva. You have to make your manaha ekagram. Eka means one, agram means tip. So you have to really poise your mind towards one thing. Just one thought. Try to think about one thing. Say like Krishna or Vishnu, just one thought. Nakinchitapi chintayet. Don't think of anything else. Don't think of a monkey. Don't think about anything else other than that one thought. You can choose. Then what happens next? Krishna says, Yeto yeto nischarati. I said monkey, then immediately it thinks about monkey. That is called nissarana. From that ekagra chitta, from that object, nissarati. Why does it do that? Manaha chanchalam asthiram. That is the nature of mind. Mind is not a cat, mind is not a dog, mind is a monkey. So monkey will not sit quiet. It is always moving. If it doesn't move, then it is not mind. So he says, Yeto yeto nissarati. Whenever the mind moves. Why does the mind move? Manas chanchalam asthiram. Because it is chanchala and it is asthira. One thought cannot stay in one object for a long time. The maximum you can hold is for a certain muhurta, for 48 minutes. Even that is very difficult. Even for greater yogis, it is difficult. So that is why he is saying, Manaha chanchalam asthiram. Then what should we do if that is the case? How to meditate? The next verse he says, Tataha niyamyetat atmadnyeva vayam vasham nayet. Catch hold of this monkey's ear and bring it back to your Atma. Who is your Atma? That is Krishna. So bring it back to him, to your center. This process is called Dhyana. It's very simple. Sit, close your eyes, think of your beloved, your deity, your Ishta, and when the mind goes, bring it back. Keep trying doing this. Slowly you can expand the time of your focus. That sitting and practicing is called Dhyana. So then Arjuna asks a very interesting question. He says, Asamshayo Mahabaho Asamshaya means there is no doubt. Mahabaho means, oh great warrior. How do I go about this? That is the basic idea of the question. Question is actually, Chanjalam hi manakrishna pramati balavad dridham. I am trying to focus on this dhyana, but mana is very chanchala. Pramati, it also pushes me, rather than me pulling it and bringing to you, it is actually taking me to somewhere. It's pramati, it's very pramathana. It can churn you, really. Wherever you want to bring, it can do the opposite. Balavat, and it is stronger than me. And dridham, it is also more potent than my energies. Hence, how do I go about this? Then Krishna answers, Asamshayam Mahabaho Mano Durnigraham Chalam. I agree that Mano is Durnigraha. It is very hard to focus, very hard to graha, to catch hold of the mind. But by two ways you can do it. Abhyasena tu Kaunteya. Oh, Kunti's son. Why he is calling Kunti son? Because Kunti is Krishna's sister. So this is a secret, it is between you, family secret. Bua, right. So, between the family, he is sharing the secret. How? Abhyasa. There is a practice, way of practice. So, whatever I said, do that. Constantly try, keep doing it. Then, Vairagyana Jigrihyate. And second biggest problem with the mind is, you cannot have raga or attachment to two different things. If you are attached to Krishna, you have to sit and think about him. But if you are also attached to the share market, then you cannot fix your mind on. So Vairagya does not mean giving up other things. It only means when you are into something, you have to have raga only for that thing. So that Vairagya and that Abhyasa will give you firmness of dhyana. That is the meaning of dhyayan. So we have finished the first word of the second Uttarardha. The next one is Stuvan. Dhyayan Stuvan. Stuvan means Guna Sankirtanam Kurvan. So Guna Sankirtanam means extolling their qualities. Why do you do that? You need to get something out of them. So it is like listing your prayers. So you say that today I did meditation, but I was thinking more about monkey than you. Please try it to avoid these problems. Whatever your daily problems are, that you can list in this stotra. Or if you don't do anything, just follow Bhishma's way. He has a very big list coming. You know the meaning, and some of them, if you want, you can really put your mind there. If you don't want, keep quiet. But that is stotram. Stotram is actually Guna Sankirtana. Talking to somebody in such a way that you extol certain attributes by which you get that, to draw that yourself. So if I come and say to you constantly, oh, you are a very rich man, means what? I want some money. Right. If I say, oh, you have great knowledge, you are like Brihaspati, see how fluent you are in your speech, I am flabbergasted. That means he wants some knowledge from you. So that you do to Vishnu, because he has an infallible source of these qualities. He can draw easily and give it to you. Whereas human, you ask, they can only give you limited of these things. But he will make arrangements for people to come and give it to you. So that is Totra. So we finished two words. This is the last one of the third pada. Namasyamscha. Namasyam means Namaskaram Kurvan. It means actually trusting. When you fall flatly on somebody's feet, that means you have total unconditional trust that you have to discover. Whom all you should do all this? Yajamanaha tam evacha. Tam, that's Sachidananda. Explain the last verse. And he is Yajamana. What is Yajamana? Yajna para bhokta. Yajno vai Vishnu. The Yajurveda says that all sacrifices, everything offered to Godhead, it all represents Vishnu. Hence he is called as Yajamana. So he is the subtotal of your phalabhokta. Whatever phalas you are trying to make, first he eats, he consumes. Then he will see the validity and provide it to you. So you do the offering beforehand. So it will safeguard you actually. It will safeguard, you will get more results that way. So that is why they are using the word Yajamanaha or Yajnaphala Bhokta. So we finished that verse. So we can repeat the verse. Tameva charchayan nityam bhaktya purushamavyayam. So with devotion to that Purusha who is infallible. Dhyayan stuvan namamsyamscha Yajamanasameva cha. So all the words are clear now. Next verse is this. Anadinidhanam Vishnum Sarvalokamaheshwaram Lokadhyaksham Stuvan Nityam Sarvadukhadigo Bhavet. I was looking there and got distracted. So the next one is Anadi. Adi means beginning. Adi means beginning. So Anadi means no beginning. How can a stuff have no beginning? Shankara says Praga Bhava Vat. So Bhava means existence. Something that is. So Bhava means is. Abhava means not. Is not. Abhava means is not. So means absence. This absence is of two kinds. Like I am here at 2 o'clock. I came here at 2 o'clock. Before 2, the chair had my absence. And at 3 o'clock, I will leave. Then again there is absence. So one absence is called pre-absence. The second absence is pro-absence. Post-absence. Post-absence. So Vishnu is like this pre-absence. See, I came here at 2 o'clock. My existence started then. People who are seeing me first time, that's the first time they are seeing me. Before that, I was absent for them. And when did this absence start? They had never seen me before. When did this absence start? It is from time immemorial. This absence had no beginning. It always existed. First time when they saw, that absence got smashed. It got destroyed. But it never was before. It never had a beginning before. So that is the meaning of Anadi. So now you can imagine how Vishnu is. You cannot fathom the beginning of Vishnu. But Shankara is also able to put it in words. How he is Anadi. The second word is Nidhanam. Nidhanam means Maranam. So it doesn't have a beginning. He also has no end. So there you have the post absence as the example. So between this beginning and end, that is called our life. Between this Adi and Nidhana is our life. In the Gita it says, Avyakta adini bhutani vyakta madhyani bharata avyakta nidhananyeva tatraka paridevana. Why are you thoughtful, O Arjuna? Adini avyakta. You don't know your beginning. That is avyakta. Where were you before your birth? You don't know. Nidhana avyakta. Nidhana means maranam. Nidhana means your end. After that also, you are not going to know whether you are going to be in Florida or not. You really don't know. You can say that I'll go, but you really don't know. But what is Vyakta is Vyakta Madhyani. But Madhya is very Vyakta. Born 22. Died 92. A big dash. That dash is Vyakta. That is what is Vyakta. So you don't have to be worried. That's what he's saying. Now this Anadi Nidhana, it actually is an indicator of the 6 Bhava Vikaras according to Shankara. So the moment you are born, this Vyakta part, 4 things happens to you. That is suggested by the word Anadi and Nidana, according to Shankara. What are the four things that happens? First, as soon as you are born, that is called Jayate. You are born, Jayate. Immediately after being born, what do? Vardhate. You started growing up. Somehow you eat something and started growing up. Then what you want is toys. You want a lot of toys. It is called Balastavad Kridasaktaha. Why do you want toys? To play. Because you are Kridasakta. That is your Tatparyam. Your Tatparata. Your intent is full of PlayStation. Or Wii. Or Xbox. So that is Bala. That is Vardhate. So Jayate, Vardhate. And after Vardhate, Viparinamite. There are a lot of changes. You cut your hair in a certain way. Because you want to attract. You want to put lipstick. That is what they say. Tarunastavad Taruni Rektaha. In that stage of life, you are attracted to the opposite. Whatever your opposite is, that Samane wale kidiki mein. Whatever is there, you are attracted by that. I wanted to wake up some sleeping people. The Hindi song is the best. So, that is the second, which is Vardhate. You really grow up into a wholesome young person. Then, Viparinamate, there are a lot of changes happening to you. That is Grahastha. That is your householder's life. How is that? From your middle age to your Vardhakya, which is Viparinamate, the total change, wrinkles, all that. They say Vruddhastavad Chintasakta. So now you don't want toys, you don't want all your worries, how will the market do tomorrow? Will it go up or down? That is called Chinta. And actually the Chita Dahati, when you go to the final fire, it is going to burn you. But this Chinta is more dangerous than that. It is much more dangerous than the Chitta. That is why in South India, they say that Kannathil kai vekkade. Don't sit like this. Sorry. Why they say that? Why they say this is because if you have time to do this, that really means you are not busy. You don't have any anything to do really. You are not very deliberate in your day-to-day life. You don't have a schedule.
But Sarvaji, most of the philosophers actually they're shown in this poster.
Because they had some spiritual chinta. So we are talking about youngsters. This is accepted. At that stage, Shankara says, Balastavad Kridasaktaha, Tarunastavad Tarunisaktaha, Vruddhastavad Chintasaktaha. If you are a Vruddha, if you are like me, naturally you'll do this. Why? Because at that time you are retired, you have earned your retirement. The social security is right behind you. You can do that. But a child cannot do it. So the grandmother will say, Kannathil kai vekkade, don't do this. The grandmother will be sitting like this and telling. Because the grandmother has earned it. So that is Vruddhastavad Chintasaktaha. And the fourth one is interesting, Pare Brahmani Kopinasaktaha. Nobody is interested in innermost being. The Kadavul, the last one. Nobody is interested. So that is what is going on. And finally you apakshiyate. You wane away. You just like wither away. Slowly you get dementia or whatever, and then you disappear. So these are the 6 stages of life. The 4 stages are in between and of Adi and Nidhanam. But Vishnu is Anadi Nidhanam. He does not have this metamorphosis. These changes are not in him. You look at Krishna, any temple you go, always young, 16-year-old. He stays there. So that is the meaning of Anadi Nidhanam.
I think we should be distinguishing between Chintan and Chinta, right? Chintan is...
Both are dangerous.
Both are dangerous.
What's the difference?
The difference is, the good one is Chintan or Chinta. If it is Vedanta Chintan or Vedanta Chinta, it is good. Atma Chinta, if you are thinking about Atman, the big self, S, then it's very good. Anything else, it will be good for the moment if you think about the share market, because it is going to get you some result. There is no denying that it is Mahalakshmi we salute her. But it is not for prayers. It is not for your high good. So depending upon the intent, depending upon the content of the chinta, it is good or bad. In fact, everything is good. All is God. So no chinta is really bad. Really, we say something bad to the kids because to make them aware of this adharma. Because our highest beauty is called Vaikuntha. And what is Vaikuntha? That is where Vishnu is. Why it is called Vaikuntha? Kuntha means laziness. This is Kuntha. In Telugu they say Kuntivadu, meaning the lame guy who goes very slow. Meaning he is not lazy, but he is created that way. So some people come with this manufacturing defect. They can always do this. Whatever you give, they say, oh, you didn't give me that.
But I'm sorry, but by default, we are all only human, right? We are
By
only
default,
able to
everybody
do
is a
chinta.
Shudra.
Yeah.
Janmana jayate Shudraha. Karmana duje uchyate. You are reborn. You rejuvenate yourself. You uplift yourself by higher mind, higher buddhi. But by default, you are
Not an
right.
easy task, but that's
Yes.
the goal.
By default, every human being is tamasic. Everyone is tamasic. By default means when you are born, you are totally into ignorance. But slowly, you pick it up. You give the samskara by your father's and mother's punya. Whatever they have done to you, you become duja. You are reborn. You get that birth again. That inner being comes alive. So that is chinta and chita. So we finished the first part, which is Anadi Nidanam Vishnu. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. So Loka, Lokyate Lokaha, by which we see. We see not because of our powers, because of the Indriya Adhishtatra Devatas. Because there is Surya, the eyes can see. Chandrama, Manaso, Jataha. Because of the moon, the mind thinks. That is why the waning moon, the mind influences. During high tides, you go and do Ekadashi because to calm the mind down. The mind really influences the mind. The moon really influences the mind. And then, Agnirme Vachis Sritaha. Without Agni, without the heat, the sound will not rise up and make that noise. So Agni is the Vakkaraka Devata. So they are all Sarva Loka. Loka means all these Adhishtatra Devatas of each Indriyas. And he is the Maheshwara for them. For that Varuna, Indra, Agni and all these Adhishtatra Indriya Devatas, if you look at the body, you are not doing anything. You are only witnessing as an Atma. The mind does, the eye see. You can pluck your eye and give it to somebody. They will be perfectly able to see it. So you are not seeing. The eye is seeing. That is the correct expression. And it is saying because of Surya. So what are you doing inside? You are just a tiny, this size, inside that empty space. That's all you are. But then you are identifying with all the powers of these gods and claiming it. That is why you are so tired after speaking for an hour. You need to relax. After working for the whole day, you had to sleep whole night. Because you are actually borrowing their powers and your ego is claiming that I am doing. Whereas you are not doing anything. All these devatas, all these gift given by Vishnu, that is in act. That is why Gita says, Prakritehe kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha. All that action that is happening around you, looking, hearing, earning, spending, all is done by Prakriti, by the modes of nature. There are 24 of them in Sankhya, read it. So they are acting around you. But you, ahankara vimudhatma karta ahamiti manyate. By being vimuda, by being deluded, you really don't want to understand how you got the $10. You just want to spend it. You are totally deluded. You have wrong notion about the whole thing. Once you wake up this Maheshwara, who is actually the Ishvara for all these Adhishtatra Devatas, which is Sarvaloka, then you are saved. That is the meaning of Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, who is the true Ishvara, Niyanta, controller of Adhishtatra Devatas, all the Indriyas. So sense organs, mind, you cannot control without his help. By recognizing his greatness, it will be easy. So it is actually a Shastra, it is not a faith, it is not a belief. It is a science, Shastra, which can be read, understood, practiced, and then which leads to enlightenment. So, Anadi Nidhanam Vishnum Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. We finished the first line. This is called Purvardha. What is the Uttarardha? Logadhiksham. Did I do the Padacheda for this? No. Anadi Nidhanam Vishnum Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram is one compound word. It's one big word, like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. There are 4 words, Rama, Krishna, Paramahamsa. Like that, Sarva, Loka, Maha, Isvara. 4 words, but one word. So we already saw the meaning. The next word is Lokadhiksham. So, Logadhiksha means Swabhavika Bodhena Sakshat Pashyati. Aksha means I. Adhyaksha means that which is behind the eye. Loga means in all the worlds. So he is the eye of the eye, ear of the ear. What is the eye of the eye? Consciousness. The eye is seeing because you are conscious. In deep sleep you don't see. Though you have the eye, you claim it is your eye, and you will not sell it for $1 million. But still you don't see in your sleep. Why? Because the adhyaksha is missing. The adhyaksha, the consciousness, you are not conscious in sleep. So that is why he is called Lokadhyaksha. And in deep sleep state, only your buddhi is active. In your waking state, adhyaksha, in front of your eyes, everything is there. And behind your eyes, there is consciousness. So, sense organs outside, mind and consciousness inside. That is waking state. And dream state, sense organs switched off. All the sense organs are switched off. They are withdrawn. Kurmunganiva, like a turtle. But your mind is active. So it is called chitta, meaning memory. With your memory, you create the movie. You create the burning house. You dream about the burning house, but nothing is burning. Everything is done by the mind through memory. And in deep sleep state, which is called Sushupti, that is where you find the Lokadhyaksha. So if you want to find this Lokadhyaksha, you have to go to the 4th state. That is what the Vedanta teaches. It teaches you the Turiya, the 4th state, where you go beyond these 3 states and look. Be aware of that and look at the awareness. When you are self-aware, that is when you see the Lokadhyaksha. That is Vishnu, Lokadhyaksham. After that, Stuvan, doing stotra to him. Again, Nityam, not like once in a while, with regularity. So what you do is, all these verses which we chanted so far, do it daily till next Sunday. Just 4 verses. We are in the 6th or 7th verse. Every single day 7 verses. So by the time we finish Vishnu Sahasranama, it's like the Hercules carrying the calf, which became the oxen one day. Slowly you have to take it. That is Nityam. What will happen with this? Sarva Dukkha Adhiko Bhavet. How many words are there? Sarva, all, Dukkha, sorrow, unhappiness, Ati, beyond, Ga, go. Ga means, English came from Sanskrit. Ga, Bhavet, become. Bhavet. So you will go and become beyond all the dukkhas. So how many dukkhas do you have? I don't have a chocolate.
Everything is
Whole lot. So to make it easy, Shankara says there are 4 kinds of dukkhas. One is body based. It is called adhyatmika, because the word atma we take it for body or mind. Conveniently. Sometimes we say we are the mind, because for the past 45 minutes you didn't think about your body. You are in the mental level, you are intellectual. So you are identifying with your mind. So Atma means mind sometimes. Sometimes it also means body. So Adhyatmika Dukkha, that is one kind of Dukkha. So what is Adhyatmika Dukkha? Mental or physical Dukkha. What is mental Dukkha? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. These are all mental dukkhas. They can bother you.
Yeah.
When you're really obsessed with your neighbor, they can really bother you. I don't have to tell you what the meaning of all this is. And then the external dukkha. External dukkha is body-based dukkha. What is that? That is in the Ayurveda. Vata, Pitta and Kapha. So these three has to be balanced in your body. That is called Samahan. All the three are Han. They are equally controlled in your body. In that state, you don't have any Adhyatmic dukkha. But very seldom we get to that state. So that is called one set of dukkha. What is the other set? The external. External means really outside you. That is called Adi Bhautika and Adi Devika. Adi Bhautika means that which comes from the Bhutas. Bhuta means Prithvi, Up, Tejo, Vayu, Akasham, Bhutapada, Vachyam, Kanada Sutra, the Nyaya Sutra, Tarka Sutra. Prithvi, Up, Tejo, Vayu and Akasha. In our Vedanta, we accept all darshanas. We draw from everything. For mind, we draw from yoga. For buddhi, we draw from tarka. And finally, the conclusion is given by Bhadrayana and the Brahma Sutras. That is Vedanta from the Upanishads. But we draw from all other systems. So this is Bhuta. Bhuta means from the five. What you can get from earth? Earthquake. What you can get from water? Torrential rain. Snow. Tsunami. Very good. I heard Mami first. Okay. So that is water. Then Vayu, tornadoes, hurricane. What is the name? Katrina. I know why always it's a woman. Oh, there are men also, I think. Oh, finally they won. Women live. Okay, so that is air. Prithvi, Up, Tejo, Vayu, and Akasha. Akasha is like you blast an aeroplane in the air. Yeah, lightning, all those. So these are the Adi Bhautika unhappiness. And it is samashti, it's for everyone, not just for you. Your neighbor also will have it, so you can be happy about it. And then the second part of it is Adi Devika. So Adi Devika is that which caused by your past karmas. So if you don't do what you are supposed to do with your eyes in a very regulated manner, because tasmat shastram pramanante karya vyavasthito. Karya and akarya, what to do and what not to do with each of your sense organs. It is determined by the shastras. You have to learn them slowly. Because now you are drawing all your knowledge for your action is from common sense. Whatever is hurting me, I don't do it to others. That is good. That is basic dharma. But you have to go one step further and learn the shastras. Learn the wise men, what they say, Vruddhavakya. How your father and mother, grandfather and grandmother, they lived their lives. What were their values? Where did they draw this knowledge from? That is called a proper life, Maryada. If you do that, that means if you are looking at the proper thing with your eyes, what is Shastra Vihidam, which you learn either from Vruddhavakya or your own learning. Vruddhavakya means your ancestors, or your learning of Shastras from a guru. Then you look at the right thing with your eyes. Then Surya won't be angry. Because Surya is the controller of eye. Chaksho, Suryo, Ajayata. Your Chakshu has come from Surya. That is why you do Surya Namaskara, you get better eyesight. In Tamil they say, Kannu ponadukappuram Surya Namaskaram pannade. Meaning after losing your eyesight, don't do Surya Namaskara. So by doing proper things with your proper sense organs, you are appeasing the Adhishtadra Indriya Devatas, because you are actually propitiating them. You are fulfilling your purpose. But if you don't do that, that's when you have cataract, you have one eye vision, whatever you call, all that problems. Purva Janma Kritam Papam Vyadhi Rupena Badate. That is all Adi Devika. These Devatas, they can really bless you. It is not like terrifying or something, it is just law. It is not like devil coming and catching you like in other religions. There is no devil. God is not capable of creating evil, because the whole creation is God. Jagat Prabhum. He is everything. So there is no evil at all. But your mistaken notion, your misunderstanding, or your not learning. Your not learning is also as bad as your mistaking of things. Not learning is an unexamined life. It's also a bad thing. So you have to slowly learn from your ancestors, and because life book is Gita. Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Geetam, Ego Devo Devaki Putra Eva. Only one God, Krishna, and only one book, Gita. We had learned this, it's a life manual, book of life, that we had learned and propitiate these devatas. It is said in the Gita in the 3rd chapter, Devan Bhaveta Anena. Why? By this. Devan Bhaveta. Propitiate the God. Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha. Let the gods have good bhavana towards you. Parasparam Bhavayantaha. By doing what you are supposed to do to each other, Sreyaha Param Avapsyatha. You go and attain Sreyas, Moksha. That's what he says. So that is the meaning of Sarva Dukkha Adhigaha. The last one was Adi Devika. So we'll chant the verse. Anadinadanam Vishnum Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Lokadhyaksham Stuvan Nityam Sarva Dukkha Adhiko Bhavet. Om Shanti. Next class. Dharma, the moksha from Atharva Veda, from the Upanishads and all. So, the Krishna, each of these Vedas, the last chapter of the Veda, for example, Krishna Veda has got 82 chapters. 82 chapters. The last chapter is reserved for Upanishad. That chapter itself is called Upanishad. That is called Vedanta. And that each of the Upanishad, there is a definition of Atma. For example, in the Atharva Veda, the definition is Prajnanam Brahma. That knowledge is Brahman. Any form of knowledge is Brahman. And in the Yajurveda, the definition for Brahman is Satyam Jnanam Anandam Brahma. Satyam, Jnanam and Anandam is Brahma. How do you know it? Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman. Nihitam Guhayam. Inside your heart there is a cave, 1 inch. And that cave, there you focus and you can find him. That is Brahman. The same space is outside you also. So the space there and the space inside. And what will happen when you know this inner space? So ostute sarvan kamaan saha. Whatever your desire is, that will be fulfilled. If you do this inner meditation, you will draw the objects of your desire. So like that, each Veda gives the explanation for the Brahman. Mahabharata being Panchamaha Vedaha, Bharatam Panchamo Vedaha. So it is the 5th Veda. Because everyone does not have that Guru Parampara where his father can teach him or Guru can teach him. If you are not coming in that lineage, then you cannot learn that Veda. So the next is Smriti. Smriti means the meaning of the Veda, Smarana of the Veda. The Rishi remembers and writes it. That's what Mahabharata is. This 115,000 verses. So that also has Vedic status. So Shankara is commenting on this Vishnu Sahasranama. So when you say one word, you have to really prove that it has connection with the Veda. So when you say Jagat Prabhum Deva Deva Manantam, he reveals what is the pramana of Vedic counterpart. So that way you can say that this is authentic. So in order to draw the authority, you take the Vedas all the time. Not only Shankara, all the Acharyas, they all have to prove. That is why Shankara, Ramanuja, Madhva, Nimbarka, Baladeva Vidyabhushana of Achintya Beda of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they all wrote commentaries on the last chapter of the Veda, which is Upanishads. And there are 11 of them. Isha, Kena, Katha, Prasna, Mundaka, Mandukya, Aitariya, Chandogya, Brihadaranика and Shvetashvatara. They write commentaries on it. That's how they prove that their Siddhanta is Vedic. Unless you prove that it's Vedic, then you're not an Indian, not from the Indian subcontinent. If you're from the Indian subcontinent, it has to have a connection with the Veda. That is why we call it Vedic. Our way of life is Vedic culture.
Somebody in Gita, why Krishna talks only about Yajurveda?
Yeah. No, in the Krishna,
Vedam mein Yajurveda.
nahi. in the Krishna, in the way about Veda, he says, Vedanam Samavedosmi.
Samvedas.
Yeah, because Krishna is like a flute player.
Yeah.
He likes
So
music.
that's okay.
No, I'm just making it up. Really, but I think Samaveda has it requires a lot of expertise. It's not an easy Veda to learn. So actually, all the Vedic mantras of Samaveda, I have learned a few of the suktas. They're very easy to learn because they are all Rigveda. By default, it is Rigveda. But then you have to learn the matras. So there are in human speech we have only 4 matras. But in Samaveda there are 12 matras. In music you have got that.
Yeah,
12 matras. So it is very hard to master it. So he's making it very difficult. Vedanam Samavedosmi.
Just one more question about
Yeah.
Shrutis.
Yeah.
So Shrutis are the Guru, उनकी वेद के बारे में पढ़ा था, so Shishya, they understood everything. I mean, they remember. So recently I was reading an article that why we can't remember things.
Okay.
100 times we just kind of hear, we read, we listen, yet we don't remember.
Right.
And I think one of the explanations that we are bombarded by so much of the external these things, our mind is not. It's still practice whatever the word you use.
See, I can. Yeah. So you're asking why we are not able to retain. So retain the what we read. So the buddhi, the word for there are different formats in which the antakarana or the inner mind works. So because of the function of these internal actions, they are called different things. First, you have to understand what the inner world is. So they say that mano buddhi ahankara chitta. They say mana is sankalpa vikalpa. It just doubts and reaffirms. That's what it does constantly. So because of that process, it actually blocks your memory. When you are doing this analysis, it really blocks. And buddhi is the greatest of all because it is very incisive. It really can conclude. It's like they call the green, red, white, yellow people. The red people are like, they're very sharp and they take decisions just like that. In managerial position, they are more desirable. So buddhi is like that. He is the leader of all the antakarana. And among buddhi also, there are 2 kinds of buddhi. In the Amarakosha, Amarakosha is the dictionary of the Sanskrit words. It's written by a great Jain called Amarasimha. So he writes that Dhir Dharanavati Medha Buddhistu Shemushi Matihi. Buddhi is the genius which can really unravel concepts at its will. But then it will not be able to retain it. Vyasa had this problem. That is why he said Ganapati to come and be the scribe. And Ganapati started writing the Mahabharata, and then the pen breaks, he breaks his tusks and continues to write. So there is Shemushi Matihi, with a genius mind. So somebody has to really pamper them and get all the information from them. Otherwise it is lost forever. Like we could have actually got more out of Ramanujan if somebody was a scribe with him and who really assisted him. So that's all lost. Similarly, Dharanavati Dihi Medha. Medha is that buddhi which can retain whatever it listens. So these are 2 forms of buddhi, out of which the first one can be cultivated. The Medha can be cultivated. So there are practices and suktas in the Veda called Medha Sukta in order to memorize. We call Indra as the Abhimani for the Medha. So there are Medha Abhivruddhikara mantras. So by constant practice and by the blessings of this is a very prayerful devotee's explanation of things. And also Krishna says in the Gita that Mattaha Smritihi Jnanam Apohanancha. Mattaha, from me, Jnanam, the knowledge is revealed because he is consciousness behind. And Apohanam, forgetfulness. Smritihi, memory. So the power to retain the Apohana, everything comes from this higher power. Yeah. So by surrendering to it, we have chance of not getting dementia or.
Yeah.
So you talked about 2 instances of thought, right? You get one thought, then there is Gopika, then next is Krishna, then again Gopika. The question is, if the thought is longer and then do you think there is a split second in between which Krishna appears, or the whole thought itself gets immersed in the process when you can think about it much more effectively?
Okay. Krishna is definitely not for a second. He's not that kind of a person. He is constant. It is like you watch a movie in a screen. Because every time I say an example, it's a simile and it's slippery. So, but I'll try to say what I had to say. So, this movie, in the movie you see that the car is burning. You're watching the movie Speed and it's going high speed. It really burns, the tire is burning the road. But nothing is happening to the screen. The screen is intact. While all this is happening, Krishna is like that. He is the consciousness which is unchanging. He's like the movie screen. Whereas our play, all our burning, crying, wailing, laughing, all is happening on top of him. And we can see Krishna in between. How means Krishna in Tamil he is called Idayan. Idayan means one who can be seen in between. Idayala. So if you are going in Tirupati in the queue, so people are going, so suddenly you can see the God and then he cannot. Like that, between our thoughts, each and every thought he is appearing. So this is our meditation. When we do meditation, we get glimpses of it. That's why we are happy. And in our deep sleep state, every day we experience him. That's why we are able to survive. A woman whose husband has died, she cries and falls on the body, and then she is so blissful in that sleep. When she gets up, somebody wakes her up. Why did you wake me up? I was not worried at all. Because that is where you go and touch Krishna in the deep sleep state. So that is what, he is a substratum of, that's where thoughts happen. And the thoughts have to drop.
Okay.
You can also compare that to sun and the clouds, right? The clouds are basically the thoughts.
Yeah.
To know there is a cloud, you can't know there is a cloud without the sun, basically.
Right.
So it's just like the thought. Without the thought, there is the Atma behind it. So
Correct. In the Vedanta, all these prakriyas, all these slokas are realized souls. They have written all these dohas and chopais and slokas. So they write it with their experience. And contemporary example, lately one rishi had actually talked it like a Polaroid photo. When you go to Upanishads and learn it, the word Tattvamasi was repeated 13 times to Shetaketu. 12 times he did not understand the meeting. 13th time he understood. Each time he was only saying Tattvamasi, you are that, you are that. But that he got it the 13th time. Just like when you say things in the class, concepts when you repeat, suddenly the boy gets it. That is called punya. And that is why the repetition. So this contemporary rishi, he gives the example of the Polaroid photos. So first the photo comes out, it is very avyakta. Then after a few moments, slowly it becomes sharp and you can see the face. So the more you have Krishna, the better. Thank you. I'll see you in the next class.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.